Hello and welcome back to Loripop Games. Today we're playing some more Katawa Shoujo, and I'm thinking 7 hours we've been playing. Holy crap. I'm thinking today might be Hanako's birthday party. I'm not quite sure. Let's find out. Hanako was more noticeable in her absence than when she was in the room. Nobody ever pays her any heed in class, and now that she's not here, they don't even notice her absence. It's as if she's never existed. Lily did say that her skipping class wasn't an unusual thing before I met her, but it's still very off-putting. It's because you're the only one that wants to know where she is at every moment in the day. Everyone else is used to it. They're like, okay, she's got her own issues. We'll let her deal with her own stuff in her own way. And you don't let her do that. I mean, I know that he's coming from a good place. He thinks he's helping. But you should just let her be her. The bells heralding the end of school make me jump in my seat. It's only now that I notice Misha is prodding me in the side with her mechanical pencil to get my attention. Can you not? Ow! Ow!
Hello? Is anybody in there?
Hey, stop that! Ow!
Ah, there we are. Welcome back to Earth, Hee-chan.
What are you talking about?
You keep on dazing off into space. I was beginning to think that you might be trying to contact alien life.
If I was, that wouldn't really be the way I did it. I'd have like the whole beacons and boop, 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 and lights and what are those satellite dishes and stuff. I really didn't get much sleep last night, so I don't doubt Misha's words. I yawned tiredly before resting my chin on my palm, having been reminded of how badly I slept.
Hey, are you really all right? You know, yesterday kind of rattled me as well.
Yeah, I guess. I wanted to speak to Hanako again, though.
Did you see her last night?
Yeah, Lily and I talked to her. This may sound a bit weird, but can you tell Shizune thank you from both me and Lily? I know Lily didn't technically thank Shizune, but I could tell by her reaction last night that she wanted to. At least, that's how I worked it out in my head, because we know how good I am at doing that.
I think what Shi-chan is trying to say is you're welcome.
A furious signing and Shizune's reddened cheeks tell me that what she said was entirely different. Her blatantly flustered expression is amusing enough to make me chuckle.
What's so funny, Hee-chan? Was it something we said?
No, that's not it. I was simply thinking about how cute Shizune can be at times. Oh god, no, we're not interested, sorry. Why would you say that? Now she's gonna get the wrong idea.
You're right. Shi-chan is really cute when she tries not to be.
I noticed that Misha decides not to sign her response to Shizune. Maybe Shizune's rage is enough of a counter to any quantity of cute. She's not that cute. She looks terrifying when she's angry. Nevertheless, Shizune quickly calms down and signs something else to Misha.
Oh? Okay. Hee-chan, Shizune wants you to come and have dinner with us.
Can I not? Is that okay? The invitation certainly is tempting. It's really not. I don't feel any spark with Shizune at all. Misha, maybe. A takeaway dinner with two cute girls is not a bad thing after all. The thought of Hanako locked up in her room, though, keeps dancing on the edge of my mind. Oh, please, dear God, don't blow off Hanako to go hang out with these guys. Sorry. I'll have to pass. Good boy, good lad, that's us. Misha doesn't sign my response, but Shizune picks up on it easily enough and grimaces in disappointment. I promise I'll join you to another time, if that helps. Misha perks up at this, but Shizune doesn't share her reaction. With a flick of her head to signal for Misha to follow her way, Shizune simply raises her hand to silently wave me goodbye. Oh, I went backwards. Hey, I didn't know I could do that. As the two make their way out the door, I return the gesture until they're out of sight. I didn't think they'd be so disappointed, and it makes me feel a little bad for ditching them. Still, I have things to do. You're not ditching them. You would have been ditching Hanako, but not them. She needs us right now. She needs us. She doesn't even know she needs us. The girls' dorm is especially rowdy today, with a number of girls loudly playing games and watching television in the common room on the first floor. I can hear their voices now, standing in front of Hanako's door. Not knowing what state she's in, I take a small breath before giving a few sharp knocks on her brown door. Where's Lily? Where's Lily? All I can do is stand and wait, doing my best not to feel anxious. As the seconds wear on, I begin to think she might be asleep and didn't hear me knocking. The door handle rattles a little before I can raise my hand to knock again, though. There she is. There's our girl. The door opens a sliver? An eye appearing in the gap, only just large enough for it to peer through. I'm sure this girl would install a peephole in her dorm door, if only such thing were allowed. So would Kenji, probably. I just stand and smile at her. I don't think words would really help here, after all. The act is returned in kind, with Hanako wordlessly looking at me. The gap's not wide enough to see her expression, but I can only guess what she's thinking. Time passes really awkwardly as we just stand and look at each other, the only sound being the disembodied gaiety from the ground floor. I'm not sure how long it takes, but eventually the eye moves away. I keep wondering whether she'll let me in or shut me out until the door slowly begins to creak open. We're alone in her room with her. This is the first time, because last time Lily was with us. Now that I have a full view of her and her bedroom behind, the first thing I notice is that Hanako's hair is quite damp. She recently showered, which is made even more obvious by the scent of shampoo wafting towards me. That's a good sign. You know, actually getting up and taking care of yourself and having a shower and stuff like that. That's a good sign that she's on the road to recovery. The look on her face seems to be one of curiosity, as if she's not really sure what to make of me. Even so, I'm not really all that sure of what she's thinking. It feels as if she's gone away for a long time, and now, having returned, neither of us knows what to say to each other. Hanako realizes she's staring, looking away awkwardly before turning to the side and gazing at her feet. I decide to take it as an invitation to step past her into the room, closing the door behind me as I do so. I can see her hands fiddling in the folds of the oversized gown that hangs from her shoulders. I try to concentrate on what I want to say, but the scent from her addles my senses. Smells good, huh? To my surprise, it's not me, but Hanako that breaks the silence. Why? Because, why did I come here? I was worried about Hanako, so I came to her room. She let me in as I hoped, and then what? What did I mean to do? What did I mean to say? Why didn't I think this through before coming here? Oh, I want to make up for what I feel I caused, at least partially. I want to try and remove the distance I feel between us since then, and to see her happy. How can I do that when I don't know the first thing about her? You know quite a lot about her. I wonder if this is how Iwanako felt when she saw me lying in that sterile, pastel blue hospital bed. Is that the girl that confessed to us? Iwanako? A deep sigh steadies my nerves a little and ends my stammering. I don't think I've ever felt this nervous around someone before. When I'm like this, I don't think I can lie. Even if I could bring myself to, Hanako would see through it right away. I don't know, I just wanted to see you, I guess. She gives a sweet smile and a nod. She's blushing. Oh, she's so cute. That was a satisfactory answer for her? Yeah, it was the truth. Well, since you're here... Joking. I'd like to play a game of chess with you. If you... I mean, you don't... I almost hang my head in disbelief that all she wants to do, after I've been winding myself up so much, is play a game. Looking at her face, though, a tentative smile perched upon it, I realize that this is more than just that. She could not have bothered answering the door. She could have shut it as soon as she saw my face. She could have asked me to leave. She could have rejected me at so many points. She really could have, but she didn't. Now, with this calm face, she wants me to play the same game that we played when we first really spent time alone together. A feeling of relief washes over me. Everything will be all right. Hanako has let me into her world. As long as we can be together like this, I think everything will be all right. It would be my pleasure. It really would. Oh, and that's it. We're gonna keep going because I feel like there's a little more we can explore. Ah, see? party time! I was hoping party time would be today, and it looks like it is. The day of Hanako's birthday party is finally here, so this must be a day or two, must be. To be honest, I'm looking forward to seeing Hanako and Lily in their pajamas again. Hanako's gown has grown on me as looking rather cute, though a bit conservative, and Lily's shorts and thin silken top are a lovely combination. I don't know what happened to his voice then, but hormones and stuff. But the event is stained a little with the memory of Hanako's reaction to it. I still don't really understand what happened, only being able to vaguely guess at the possible reasons for it, but I don't think finding the answer will be as straightforward as asking her. With that in mind, I knock on the door next to Hanako's.
Is that you, Hiseo?
Yeah, it's me. I can hear the pitter-patter of footsteps coming to the door, followed by the sound of the lock snapping open. I didn't think I've ever seen Lily's door locked before, and it makes me a little suspicious. Once the door opens, the sight is a little underwhelming for a birthday party. The same as it was before. The exact same, in fact. Same positions and everything. Hanako returns to her seat at the table with a quick smile and a nod, leaving me to close and, assuming they wanted it to be kept that way, lock the door. To my relief, Hanako looks relatively calm. The break from class has probably done her good and given her time to wind down a bit. So is this not her actual birthday day? Because Lily's going to be away, right? Wait, look at you. I take a seat between the two at the low table in the center of Lily's room, the brightly colored teapot steaming away between us. A tall brown bag close to Lily's side catches my attention. I covertly tried to glance inside it a couple of times, but I can't get a good look from here. Wait, was he talking about her top again? No, the bag. Okay, so he's not as pervy as I thought he was. Looking to Hanako, it seems like she's as curious about it as I am. Hey, Lily, hopefully it's yummy food. Oh, are we going to meet Lily's sister? No, that was if we did the karaoke thing, right? Lily finishes off the teacup raised to her lips before settling it down and giving me her attention. Yes? I was just wondering about that brown bag. She pauses for a moment, then gives a slightly cheeky smile. That would be Akira's present. Unfortunately, she said she was working and can't join us, or she was supposed to come. Damn it, I would really have liked to meet her. Lily leans over and feels out the item inside before raising her arm. It's alcohol. There are two small thuds as the bottles are brought to rest on the table. One red, one white. This is gonna be a great night. I want to believe that it's fake. What? Where's the fun in that? Non-alcoholic wine, but if it was, there wouldn't be any need to be this circumspect. Alcohol? Seriously? Are you sure this is a good idea? Lily smiles politely and giggles. I'm not really convinced that she is.
These would be the present from my sister. I know it's a bit questionable, but a little shouldn't hurt.
I agree. Get it down. We love to drink with Lilza, because Lilza is our mate. If Lily took serious issue with it, I don't think she'd have agreed quite so easily. That aside, I had Akira squared as the serious and responsible type, maybe like an older Lily. But it looks like I was wrong. We aren't even legally able to drink yet. Well, in that case, I won't complain. They don't look bad either. I'm no connoisseur, but at least the bottles look nice. Shall I open one? Open both, mate. Sure, I'll get... Oh! My heart skips as I hear 3 sharp bangs coming from Lily's door. Ooh, we're busted! Hanako's head flicks around and Lily's eyes close as she listens intently. None of us want to be busted for this.
Who is it?
Ooh, a mystery voice. Let me in, I'm cold. Wait, ooh! Oh my god, is this her sister? Okay, then she should be English as well.
Let me in, I'm cold.
Lily lets out a resigned sigh before motioning for Hanako to open the door. I can see a blonde, dark-suited figure becoming visible over Hanako's shoulder as she opens the door. Yes, this is definitely Akira.
Happy birthday, Hanako!
Thank you, Akira. Hanako gives a small bow while twiddling her fingers in front of her. So, this is Lily's elusive sister. Oh my freaking god. Yes, Akira, yes. Can we just take a moment to appreciate... Oh, I'm in love. I am in love. She's the best. She's the best. That is not how I expected her to look at all. I was literally expecting Lily, but just in a suit. This is bomb. She looks to be about the same height as Hanako and has short blonde hair that's quite roughly cut. That, in addition to her rather modest breasts, masculine suit, and deep voice, gives her quite an androgynous effect. Yeah, it really does, and she's got a deep voice. So Lily's voice, but deep. Boom, bring it on, no worries, challenge accepted. Without further ado, she plops herself down on the side of the table across from me. It's nice to have your company after all, Akira. Did work let you off? Oh, I have to go back in a bit, but I managed to get enough of a break to drive down. So, this would be Hiseo then. A confident smile gets thrown in my direction, so I nod politely in return. Wait, if she already knows who I am, that must mean that Lily's talked about me with her. Ooh, I wonder what she said. Sorry for not introducing you, Hiseo. This is Akira Sato, my elder sister. I see. Nice to meet you. The person in question loudly claps her hands together, making Hanako jump a little bit. Akira notices this and looks uneasy for a fraction of a second before getting back into her stride. Only now do I realize that Akira hasn't paid Hanako's scars any due attention. Hanako seems to be comfortable, if not exactly relaxed, around Akira. She looks terrified. She looks like a little lost puppy in a sea of blonde. Well then, I assume the presents got through. No point in waiting, considering Hiseo and the birthday girl look like they're pretty eager. What is that supposed to mean? Lily giggles as I awkwardly turn away, a little embarrassed by the fact that I couldn't hide my interest. Hanako's eyes are telling me that she wants to try the wine with me, so I settle for a look of badly feigned indifference. Yeah, wine and stuff. Like, I do that all the time. Yeah. Akira manages to uncork the first bottle with small effort, and Hanako goes to get some glasses before I get to pour the four of them full white wine. Starting with the white. I like that. Ease into it. I heard somewhere that white wine has less alcohol than red, so I think it would be best to start with. I'm not sure if it has less alcohol, for it's just not as, potent. It just doesn't kick you straight away. Here's to Hanako, and to Lily's trip. Cheers, kanpai, boom, click. That was supposed to be clicking wine glasses together. I don't have any. I want a wine now. Cheers. Oh, you cutie. Is this the first time you guys have had wine? This is exciting. After the traditional raising of the glasses, we all take sips of the pale yellow liquid. It's nothing like the stuff I've had with my parents, with the fruitiness of the flavor almost entirely hiding the taste of alcohol. Sounds yummy. Maybe this is what proper wine is supposed to taste like. Then again, it's possible that Akira just chose a wine that would be suited to our tastes, since none of us are used to alcohol yet. Or at least, I hope none of us are. This isn't too bad. I was expecting something harsher. If you hadn't liked it, I have a few other varieties we could have chosen from. She sounds a bit like Muto, but that's okay. You sound like you know your stuff when it comes to wines. Only a bit. I'm a bit more of a bear kind of person. I have the drinking side down pat though. As if to prove her point, she refills her glass before bringing it to her lips and flicking her head back. Whoa, chill out. You ain't even supposed to be here. This is our wine. Hanako and I silently watch as the whole glassful disappears down Akira's throat. Dude, chill. You're hanging out with a bunch of underage kids in their dorm room. You need to chill the F out. I can't decide whether to be impressed or put off, but I certainly don't have any urge to imitate the act. I would. Lily grimaces slightly at her sister's boast. I note that she's sipping from her glass as she does, though. Anyway, now that Akira's gift has been opened and sampled, shall we move on to ours? Yes, please. Gifts? That's right, we got you presents too. What's your birthday after all? This is from me. Lily pulls out the carefully wrapped doll from under the table and passes it to Hanako. Hanako handles the present as if it was a glassware, carefully turning it over to remove the tape that binds the wrapping. It's beautiful. I'm not sure what reaction I was expecting from Hanako. The near total lack of dolls in her room made me think that she doesn't really care about them, but the look in her eyes now is something different. I'm glad you like it. Hiseo picked it out, to be honest. Hanako suddenly remembers that she's not alone in the room and shifts her focus from the doll. Yes, I like it. Thank you, Lily and Hiseo? Actually, I got you something else. I reached into my bag and removed the wrapped chess set. Here, happy birthday. Hanako carefully sits Lily's doll next to her and opens my present with the same care that she showed Lily's. Almost by accident, she triggers the catch to the lid, startling herself in the process. She opens it and retrieves one of the gray pieces. They're coral, natural coral, undyed, or so I'm told. Thank you, Hiseo. No problem. It's your birthday, after all. That's right. My birthday. Once again, Hanako's reaction seems a little off, but she carefully closes the board lid. I notice Akira's smile beginning to look very strained. I wonder if she knows anything about what happened in class, given that she seems to be treading on eggshells around Hanako. I'll have to play with you again sometime. I'll make sure I'll play you first. Oh, little bit of flirtate. Oh, the doll! It's the doll! I was wondering if we were going to see the doll, and there's a purpley blue eyes. That does look a lot like Lily. Look how happy she is. She honestly makes me want to cry. She's... I love her so much. I love her so much. I almost don't want to play the game again with different, girl options because this is OG Bae, 100%. I ship it so hard. There's no one else other than maybe Lily that I would want to ship Hiseo with. This is a moment. She takes the doll she received from Lily and holds it to her chest, together with the small chessboard, putting the piece on top. The act seems to settle her down somewhat, and we just sit there for a while. I think this is one of the few times I've seen her genuinely happy, cradling the friendship of two people to her chest as tightly as she can. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Hiseo. In the process of thanking us, Hanako drops the chess piece and fumbles a bit in her rush to retrieve it. Once she finds it, Hanako puts the chess set down and nervously gulps at her wine. Hey there, you shouldn't drink it so fast. It is a party, Hiseo, and you're not her mother, or her boyfriend, just so you know. Despite saying this, there's a slightly concerned edge to her voice. Eventually acquiescing, Lily proceeds to follow Hanako's lead, though not as eagerly. She looks to be taking small sips from her glass and letting the wine settle on her tongue before swallowing. I decide this is probably the best approach and do the same myself. Since this is kind of a going away party for you as well, I hope you enjoy your trip at least a little, Lily. Hopefully your aunt will be okay. I hope your aunt is okay too, Lily. Wait, is Akira going? Yeah, she is. Lily and I are slightly taken aback by Hanako's fervor to wish Lily well, despite her own familial situation. I'm a little impressed. It's the wine, going straight to her brain. My, thank you both. I'll be sure to convey your thoughts to my family when I meet them. It will be fine in the end, Lily. Don't worry about it. Since the room's mood has become noticeably more sullen, I decide to try and move things along. Well then, shall we start on the cake? I didn't know we got cake. Whee! My tentative suggestion has the intended effect, everyone lightening up considerably. Yes, please. Cake? I didn't know there was any cake. I picked one up before I came, along with some snacks. I didn't know you did that, Hiseo. When have you been sneaking off without us? I thought we were a team. Well done, Hiseo. At least one of us remembered to bring one. Everyone seems to welcome the distraction, so I retrieve the cake from my bag and start cutting it up. Mixing wine and chocolate cake isn't something that I thought would work well. It sounds fantastic. There is never a situation where that won't work well. I was initially wary of this idea. After Hanako's panic attack, I expected the worst from tonight. But I think Lily's idea of giving her good memories for her birthday is working. Are we getting loose yet? Come on, I want some of these clothes to come off. Hanako tries to pour herself another glass of wine, but ends up spilling in some on the table. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend that I'm getting lit too. Hanako tries to pour herself another glass of wine, but it ends up spilling some on the table. She's had a couple by now. No, that's bad. I'm not gonna do that anymore. She's had a couple by now, so considering that she's never had alcohol before, it's no wonder she's feeling a bit lightheaded. Sorry, Lily, I didn't mean to make a mess. Don't worry about it. I've got it. Aww. We're just gonna take a moment. A moment of appreciation. Beautifully drawn, beautiful girls. Love, 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 love. Super sweet. Lily reaches sideways and gently takes the fussing Hanako in her arms, giving me pause. It's okay, Hanako. I'm just happy you're here. Hanako gives only a faint nod in response. Seeing the two like this makes me appreciate the fact that I'm privy to such an intimate moment. Me frickin' too, mate. They slowly break apart from one another, Hanako regaining herself somewhat, while I quickly get myself back on task. I find a towel among Lily's tea set and start mopping up the spillage. By the time I finish, however, Hanako and Lily have managed to uncork the other bottle and have topped off their glasses. Good job, ladies. Good job. Looks like you're enjoying the wine then. Just don't go too crazy with it after this, mind. We all dutifully nod and agree, but her reminder feels a bit silly given that she's the one supplying underage people with alcohol. Touché. The second glass of wine goes down a lot quicker than the first, and before any of us notice, the second bottle is empty. It looks like we're having a pretty sweet time now. Everyone's looking a little bit loosey-goosey. While Akira is helping us finish them off, Hanako looks to be almost equaling her in the amount she's had. I feel like Hanako could put it down. She's looking a little tips. My head feels a little light, but I think I've managed to gauge my own tolerance surprisingly well. Hanako smiles lazily, toying with her doll's hair. I think it's a pretty safe bet that she hasn't moderated herself as well as I. I don't think it was Hanako's intention to get this drunk, but it seems that the alcohol hit her all at once. She has a very light frame, something which wouldn't help her handle her booze well either. Lily cradles her glass, running a finger around the rim. Her cheeks are pretty rosy, but she's managing to avoid looking woefully drunk. Akira is, as I somewhat expected, largely unaffected. Yeah, that sounds about right. It seems like a pretty good evaluation of the situation. Her smile might be a little wider than before, though, maybe. She's doing the little duck face. Oh, how she hiccuped! Hanako suddenly hiccups and accidentally knocks over the doll. Oh my god, please don't. Oh, I thought it was gonna smash then, and then she's gonna have like this major freak out. I think I should maybe go to bed. Thank you, Hisayo. Thank you, Lily. And, Kira. Cutie. She slurs Akira's name pretty hard, barely avoiding breaking into a giggle midway through. She's completely plastered, and I can't decide whether I should feel a little bad or not for being amused at the state she's in. Definitely not. She's safe. She's happy. You're allowed to be amused. It's fine. It really is bizarre to see her acting so carefree. A shame that it's only with the help of alcohol. Makes sense. Let me give you a hand. Akira begins to get up to help Hanako out, but she's stopped when Lily gives a sharp cough. Hisayo, would you please? Oh, Lily's trying to set us up. Lily's trying to make it happen. Birthday kiss! It could. We could just plant a cute little one on her as we're just pulling the blankets up. Just a cute little plant one right here or right here. Oh, done deal. Akira looks a little surprised, and I have to admit that I am as well. I don't mind the request at all, let alone when it's said with such a smile. It just comes rather unexpectedly. Sure, yeah, great idea, no problem. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is my favorite episode so far. I'm loving it. I did not realize we were going to get lit. I didn't know that was on the option cards for us. I pick up the chess set and help Hanako stand up. I do feel somewhat responsible for her, considering that, other than Akira, I'm probably the most sober person in the room. She nurses the doll in one hand and offers me the other. Hey baby, come here often? We stumble out the door into the hallway into Hanako's room, Hanako bumping into me a number of times on the way. Inside the room, I flick on the light as Hanako turns her attention towards a shelf on her dresser. An elegant doll is sitting on it, staring into the bare room. There you go. You'll be safe right there. Oh my god. They're so cute. They're so cute. I actually think I prefer the other doll. Lily's doll looks a little creepy, but they're beautiful. They look like a collection, so we chose very well indeed. Very well. Hanako gingerly places the doll next to the other one and straightens its dress. They sit in silence, hair and clothes perfectly arranged. Just like the teapot in Lily's room, they serve as a distinct contrast to the dull whites and grays that permeate her bedroom. Satisfied that her dolls, her only two real possessions, are safe, Hanako takes a step back and stands, staggering severely. Ay. I step forward to catch her if need be, but she regains her balance without my help. After a minute or two, she begins to sway a little from side to side. It's very off-putting. Is she dancing? Are we going to have a little dance together? Are you going to be all right? Hanako raises her head and turns around to me as if she's only just remembered that I'm also in the room. Whoa! I can't. What's unexpected is that she takes 2 steps towards me and wraps her arms around my body, her head coming to rest against my chest. I can feel my heart beating, as if all my senses feel like they're coming to life again when they're deafening, and I can't even read, but I don't even care because my heart is going to explode. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Wait, go back and read that properly. I can feel my heart beating, as all of my senses feel like they're coming alive again, after their deadening through the previous drinking. The smell of wine on her breath, the feeling of her fingers through my clothing, the scent of her hair underneath my chin. My hands remain out in front of me. What? So she's like, and he's like, My hands remain out in front of me, not daring to touch her. The temptation is there to hug her, to embrace her, to tell her everything will be fine, but this feels wrong. Really, really wrong. Yeah, I mean, she's drunk. That's the other thing, but maybe this is the only time she's going to be able to come out and tell us this, because her ambitions are lowered. That sounds really rapey. I do not condone taking advantage of people when they're drunk. Putting that right out there. However, this is Hanako, and we probably won't get a lot of affection from her sober, so... Hanako, but I want to stay with you and Lily. Hanako's slurring reminds me a bit of Misha. She probably wouldn't be too pleased to hear that. You know I can't. You're a girl and I'm a guy after all, and Lily needs to sleep. She gives a disappointed groan. It's so strange for her to act so forward. Oh. Don't worry, I'll see you again tomorrow, okay? I decide to rest a hand on her head. So romantic. To reassure her, deciding that this is as far as I'll allow myself to go in terms of physical contact with her while she's in this state. You can give her a little hug. Come on, she wants it. She wants a little hug. Hanako's head nuzzles against my chest. It makes me feel all the more uneasy with the situation, and as her arms tighten around my back, I quickly decide to bail out. I rest my hands on her shoulders and give her a firm but gentle push. Her grip tightens a little as I do so, but she eventually breaks off. I don't want you to go. Hanako, please. Akira and Lily are going to start thinking weird stuff if I take too long here. It's perfectly true, too. I really don't want to take any chances, and I feel very uncomfortable right now. Hanako hiccups again, looking a right mess as she stands and looks downcast in the center of the room. Her personality changed as she drank more and more, and now, all alone in her room with me, her previous brightness seems to have left her. Was she just acting upbeat to make sure we didn't worry? Even if she was, what could I possibly do for her, since I do exactly the same thing in regards to my own condition? Oh, she in bed. Distancing myself from my thoughts, I eventually managed to corral Hanako towards her bed, though her attempts to tame the wild sheets on it end up accomplishing little. Sorry about tonight, Hanako. I know you probably won't remember any of this, but happy birthday. I'm sorry I couldn't do more for you. I sigh in relief before quietly backing away from her and leaving the room, flicking the light switch as I go. Good night, love you, oyasumi. I hesitate a little before opening the door to Lily's room again, quickly rehearsing what I should say if I get questioned about Hanako. After a few seconds, I still can't come up with anything. I open the door and make sure to close it behind me, lest any passing students catch a glimpse of the wine, before turning my attention to the two girls at the low table. Akira is casually smiling, as is Lily. I welcome the change from the mood in Hanako's room. Is that you, Hiseo? Yeah, I got Hanako to her bed. She's sleeping now. That's good. I have to admit, I hadn't thought she'd drink quite so much. Hey, it's fine. She's all safe and tucked up in bed now, with the way she is. She awkwardly tails off, though Lily and I would hardly protest. For someone so anxious and fearful, drinking would give an easy out from these constant feelings. I wish I could do more for her. I feel useless. Looking at Lily, I think back to what I asked myself in town. My relationship with her is that of a friend, and has only ever felt that way. But now, I think I know why. Lily's been there for both Hanako and me since I first met her, but she's like that for everyone, trying to do her best to make them feel better. With that in mind, what's the bond between me and Hanako? After rescuing our relationship following the panic attack I inadvertently triggered during class, I feel like we're back to being friends. But she's on my mind more and more. I can't say I view any other girl in quite the same way, but maybe it's just a normal reaction to someone acting like this. Say, Akira? She yawns before looking at me. It's getting pretty late. You know about what happened with Hanako, don't you? Yeah, Lily told me. I negotiated pretty hard for a break so I could come down and help make her birthday a bit brighter. We got home pretty well. It's surprising to hear that from someone as extroverted as her, but if Hanako came to know her through Lily, maybe she had time to get used to Akira. And on that note, I'd better get going. I'm already going to be late as it is. Oops. What kind of work do you have that you have to work at this time of night? And this is your break. But it's already so late. Sorry, we got a bunch of paperwork dropped on us, so overtime it is. Bye. She levers herself up with a grunt and heads past me towards the door. Just before she leaves, she turns back towards us. You haven't forgotten about the time for the flight and all the rest? Don't worry, I have everything ready. It's just a matter of packing when it gets closer to the time before we leave. How'd it go? See you guys later then. Done it. And with that, she disappears through the door with her hand held high in farewell. Your sister is something, all right? I probably should have thought that comment through before saying it. Regardless, Lily seems quite amused at my appraisal. You okay after all that drinking? Not wasted, just hiding it well? I assure you I'm quite all right. I can moderate myself. You seem quite self-possessed as well, if I do say so myself. Yeah, well, I guess your moderation applies to me as well. With a little hesitation, I take a seat at the table in front of Lily. I want to address this directly, if for no other reason than to settle my own thoughts. I've been meaning to ask this, but it took me a while to make up my mind. Do you have any idea about what triggered that panic attack? I gathered it was something to do with her birthday, but I don't know anything anymore. Even Akira was really careful around her, so I assume she knows as well. Lily's smile drops, the gaiety of the birthday party now well and truly over. To be honest, I'm not sure of all of the details myself. Hanako told you she was in a house fire. She told me as much after we met and spent a lot of time together. Other than that, she quite simply never told me. She never told you? Assuming the worst, what does she have to look back upon? A life of isolation and possibly even the death of her family? Maybe even going as far as blaming her existence for their deaths. Even thinking about what little I know of Hanako's past is bleak. To have lived through all that and to live on with these memories must be infinitely worse. I'm not wholly sure I should tell you this, but Hanako told me that you visited her the day after we both went to check on her. It wasn't much, really. It's just, at times like this, I sometimes think it would be better if we had never had to leave Yamaku, or at least this town. Things are so much easier without others around. Where did that come from? I didn't expect Lily to look quite so troubled at what I said, and for a while, she looks lost in thought. I think... Tell me, do you have anything planned for Friday evening? Friday evening? No. Isn't your flight to Scotland the next day? I don't think it'd be a good idea to tire yourself out before you even get there. I'll be all right. You needn't worry about me. I'll do this tomorrow evening, but I imagine Hanako will be feeling rather off for a while. The thought of how she's going to be tomorrow makes me grimace. Maybe we should count our blessings that she didn't end up simply throwing up from drinking so much while having such a low tolerance. Well, I'm going to be able to attend whatever you're planning. What is it? Nothing unusual, I assure you. Just a little excursion. And you'd better be off, Hiseo. I can't imagine it's long at all until curfew is here. Ah, damn curfew. I'd completely forgotten. I look at the clock next to Lily's bed, but it seems to be some oddity without written numerals, which I suppose makes sense given Lily's condition. Hard out. Not wanting to risk a haughty security patrol giving me a scolding, I get up and decide to go to my dorm, as she says. Yes, ma'am. Well then, I guess I'll see you and Hanako tomorrow, assuming that both of you manage to get up in the morning. Thank you for your concern, Hiseo. Until then, she's fine. With that, I make my way out of her door and into the hallway. I hope her idea will be a good one. The end! Birthday party is over. That was fun. That was cool. I'm really glad that we finally got to meet Akira. That was awesome. I'm glad that Hanako enjoyed her gifts. And I'm glad that we didn't take too much advantage of her when getting her into bed. Hanako-san, tanjoubi omedetou gozaimasu. If you guys enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I shall see you next time. Ja ne!